Good morning, you guys. It is July 2nd. God calling the child spirit, and got it even tied. Wait, let me flip the page. I have one hand. Dangerous power. Whoa, okay. The child spirit and dangerous power. That's looking kind of freaky. Guys, we're on the last leg of our trip. Or no, second to last leg of our trip. We're still going. Right now we're on like this big Texas ranch farm type thing. It's going crazy. I don't even know where I am. I don't know what I'm doing, but I do know who's with me. And that is G-O-D, baby girl. So let's go. July 2nd, God calling the child spirit. Let's read it, guys. Does the way seem a stony one? No one stone can impede your progress. Courage, face the future, but face it only with a brave and happy heart. Do not seek to see it. You are robbing faith of her sublime sweetness if you do this. So I'm saying if you lack, right, the foresight to look out upon your path. So if you're always looking down, right, always looking at that next stone, right, that you think can drop you, then you're never going to see things coming at you, and you're never going to know when you're actually in danger of falling off the path if you're going down the right path, guys. So God's saying to stop getting, like, just get out of your head, right? It's so easy to get wrapped up in the mundane, like, day-to-day things, right? But he's saying that if you do this, right, if you're always wrapped up in the here and now, in like the selfishness, like everything that you're always just hyper focused on, that it's going to be hard for you to look beyond that, look past that, and look towards God, right? Get the bigger picture is what he's trying to say. Just know that all is well, and that faith, not seeing but believing, is the bark that will bear you to safety over the stormy waters. According to your faith, be it unto you, was my injunction to those who sought healing of me. Okay? I feel like that one's pretty self-explanatory, right? He's saying, just know that all is well, and that faith, not seeing but believing, is the bark that will bear your safety over the stormy weather. So no matter what, right, everything will be well. Everything is going to be a-okay as long as you have Jesus on your side. And that's really easier said than done. Like, we have so many instances. I know you guys can give so many examples. I give so many examples where things just seem so rough, so hard. So, like, why does this have to happen? Then you might blame God. But God says that as long as you have faith, then you will get over it, right? If you go into these instances and don't have faith, which a lot of people do, then you'll end up way worse for it. And you'll be in a way worse spot mentally, physically, spiritually. And you can go down a very dark path, right? But as long as you have God and you have faith and you just continue to believe in him and his power, then nothing but goodness will come of it. And that's just the truth. And we see that so much in our day-to-day lives and everyone else's day-to-day lives and those around us, everything. If for wonder working, if for healing, if for salvation faith was so necessary, then the reason is clear why I urge that all who sought entrance to my kingdom must become as little children. Faith is the child attitude. So faith is having, is having a strong belief in things that you can't see, things that you can't prove. And that's what children are able to do so well, right? Children are just able to have such a wild imagination, such belief in things that they see and things that they hear because they're still learning, right? But as we become older, it's very easy for us to just fill up our cups, right? To think, okay, we know what we know, right? We've experienced this, we've experienced that. We think that we're at the extent of our learning, but no, like the height of learning, the cap of it is so much higher than we know. It's as high as heaven, baby. And you just got to keep learning, keep growing, and you can't just have your cup filled all the time, right? So that's why God says if you want to get into heaven, it's as simple as having a childlike faith, right? So it's like, so to us, we look at it like, oh, we got to regress back to child. No, we have to progress back to child. We, being in the world, we regress. Starting out, we come straight from God, right? Plucks our soul into our body, boom. That's the closest we've been connected to him. And then boom, we start growing up, we start aging, all these things. Life wears us down, the world wears us down. And even though we think that we've grown, we've actually regressed, which is crazy to think about, right? That the little kids have a closer relationship and a deeper connection than some of us can, just because of the things that we've experienced. Seek in every way to become childlike. Seek, seek, seek. Until you find, until the years have added to your nature that of the trusting child. Not only for its simple trust must you copy the child's spirit, but for its joy in life, its ready laughter, its lack of criticism, its desire to share all with all men. Ask much that you may become as little children, friendly and loving toward all, not critical, not fearful. So just as I said, right? When you're a child, right, you have this amazing connection to everything. You're so full of wonder, so full of light. And the more that you're in this world and the further that you get away from God, it's like, it's very easy to just get caught up in a worldly way of thinking, right? And that's not a godly way of thinking. So be like a child. It's not regressing, it's progression. Except ye, become as little children. Ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. If you don't do this, guys, no heaven, bye-bye. Got it even tied. Dangerous power. Okay. Do you not see how unnecessary is your learning the method of spirit attack? There must be a certain root faith in me, or you cannot trust yourself to perfect surrender to me. But there must come to those who walk all the way with me, a yielding of their wills and lives wholly to me, or The greater faith that results would be a source of danger. It would drag you back to the material plane instead of the spiritual heights. For unless your will is wholly mine, you will rely on this new God-given power and call into being that which is not for the furtherance of my kingdom. Bro, look at that lake, bro. Anyways, let's reread that. God even said dangerous power. Do you not seek how unnecessary is your learning the method of spirit attack? How unnecessary is your learning the method of spirit attack? There must be a certain root faith in me, or you could not trust yourself to perfect surrender to me. Everything is useless. Every technique, every learning, everything that you feel like you've developed, if you don't have faith. It's that simple. And God's really harping on this today. But there must come to those who walk all the way with me, a yielding of their wills and lives wholly to me, or the greater faith that results would be a source of danger. It would drag you back to the material plane instead of to spiritual heights. So God's saying, even when you walk with the Lord, it's a very real possibility that you can be dragged back, to the world. It's very easy that sometimes, and it's very easy to see that in life. There's a lot of examples of people who claim to love the Lord, claim to do all these things, and then finally, when they feel like they've gotten enough out of it, they feel better, right? Maybe they had some trauma they had to go through, or they had something bad happen to them, and they turn to spirituality. Boom! The moment that they're feeling better, they turn away from Him. It's that simple. I've seen that a lot. I feel like most people have seen that a lot, where people just take God and kind of use Him for their own selfish gain, to feel better about themselves, and then boom, when all the work's done, they leave. For unless your will is wholly mine, you will rely on this new God-given power and call into being that which is not for the furtherance of my kingdom. So God's saying that God that you're worshiping, right? Those people who aren't really worshiping the true God, they're just worshiping someone who makes them feel better, who accepts their wrongdoings and says it's okay, right? Like most Christians, right? Most lukewarm Christians who just kind of make their own religion, who don't really fully listen to the Bible and say, okay, well, I'm Christian, but I want to do this. We see that a lot in this day and age. Those people aren't even worshiping the real God. They're getting this God-given power, but it's not from God, and it's promoting their bad habits, and it's making them worse people, and it's making the world a worse place. So watch out for that, right? And if you really truly want to walk with God, you have to be a man of God. You have to be a woman of God. You have to be a child of God, and child of God is what we got to be. That's the number one. That's the main one. So start out man and a woman of God. Make sure you know what that means, and then boom, progress to a child of God, and then heaven time, baby. He loves you. We love you. I love you. That's July 2nd. I'm sorry this one was all over the place. I was walking in this new land. I was excited. We're on a trip. I love you guys. And with that, I will say amen.